welcome back to my channel, or if you are new, welcome. I'm so glad that you found me, and today I'm going to be doing a little recap of everything I've sewed. I had been doing them every month, but this summer I just hadn't really been doing a lot of sewing. We've been busy. I was moving my sewing room, we were traveling, just, you know, summer. Kids are home all the day, so I didn't really do too much. So we're gonna call this my summer sewing recap. So it's gonna be May, June, and July of everything that I sewed. And if this is your first sewing recap, I will go through everything that I sewed. If I have a picture, I will pop up a picture of the item being worn, just so you can kind of get an idea of what it looks like. I'll let you know what the pattern is, what fabric I used, if I liked the pattern, if I would do it again, if I would use the same fabric again. Any little notes on the pattern, I will let you know, and everything will be linked down below. I will link the patterns, and I will link the fabric the best I can, or the shop that I got it from. So to get started, I'm going to start with what I sewed in May. So May was probably the least amount of sewing that I had done in a long time within that month, just like I said, with everything that was going on. So the first thing that I sewed was this sleep sack. This is from Lowland Kids, and it has the zipper and it goes all the way down. And I sewed this for my daughter. I used French terry from Raspberry Creek. I love this fabric. It is a nice weight where it's a little bit heavier for a sleep sack, and it's still really stretchy and breathable because it's a cotton spandex French terry, which is great for little kids. And this pattern sews up super quick, super easy. I do have a video tutorial on this that I did, a full tutorial, so I will link that down below as well. But I highly recommend, if you have littles that need sleep sacks, this is a great pattern. There's also the option to do the Velcro around it to make it a swaddle for the smaller sizes. And I just, a lot of times sleep sacks, one, they're really expensive, and they're really simple to make, and also don't really come in a lot of fun print. So this is a great way to do that. This is the only one I made for my daughter because she didn't really like them, so I didn't really use this one very much. But other than that, I would recommend it if you have a kid that likes sleep sacks. Next, this was one of my favorites. It's so little, it's so cute. This was a 3-month size. This is the Sylvabelle from Little Lizard King. I'm not 100% sure if I am saying that correctly, but this is a 1-piece swimsuit, or there is the option for a 2-piece, and then it has this really cute panel with this bow detail on the side, and it is so cute. There's also an option for binding on it, and I made this for my daughter. I did it during testing. The fabric is also from Raspberry Creek. It is their swim fabric. Highly recommend this print, this line, this all went together. Probably my favorite fabric line ever, and I've made some for my older daughter in the same fabric, but it's just so cute, and this pattern is so cute and relatively simple. I also have a tutorial for this, so if you want to check that out, it's down in the description. And then I have this is the Yara from Sustainable Cloth Company. This is the Skort option, so it is just the basic skirt with the fold over waistband, and then it has shorts under it. I also made one for Ellie, for my baby daughter, but unfortunately it didn't fit. The one thing about their patterns, I found the bigger kid sizes, so this is a size 5 or 6, and it fits my daughter great, but the baby sizes I think are very small, so I made my daughter a 6-month size, and she's fitting into like 6-month size in like store-bought clothes and a lot of other pattern companies, but for this skirt, it did not fit her. It was barely getting on. So that's just one thing to note, to kind of check that out. Look at the finished measurements, because I didn't. I was just using up scrap fabric and was trying to get it done quickly and didn't measure her. So just make sure you check that. But this pattern has quite a few options. It has some different options for the skirt. You can do it like in 2-piece, so it has a tulip lay. It also has leggings. You could do a full legging under it. This goes together very quickly, especially if you don't do any of the ruffles or anything, and very cute. My daughter loves it. I used a double brush poly. This is from Joann's a long time ago, and I used a solid under it. I think the solid double brush is from Purple Seamstress, which is another great shop that I love. Again, the Yara Skort from Sustainable Cloth Company. And the last thing that I sewed in May, this is another adorable little 3-month swimsuit, so cute. This is the Ruffle swim set from Lowland Kids, and it's so cute. So it goes together really quickly, really simple, and it has this exposed ruffle option on it on the front, and then it has the bottoms that go with it. So again, fabric from Raspberry Creek, like I said, my favorite fabric. And then I used this swim lining on this one from Joann's, which is a pretty good swim lining that I really like, and it's a little bit thinner than some of the other swim linings, but this is so cute. I also made a bigger one for my daughter, which I do not have, but I love this for my daughter because I put her in a swim diaper usually, so then I can just put the top on her. I don't really use the bottoms, but I just do the top with the swim diaper, and it's really cute, and the top is a little bit longer. And if you do this set, so like my daughter, it does do pretty much a full coverage where the bottom of the ruffle goes over the waistband of the skirt, which is really nice if you want something that's a little bit more modest for your kids. And for this ruffle swim set, if you were wanting, I do have a tutorial on this as well. I do the top and bottom all in one, and I show you my favorite way to add this exposed ruffle. So that'll be linked down below as well. All right, now moving into June, I did a little bit more sewing than I did in May. And the first thing that I did is this is the Sarah dress. It is one of my newest patterns. It's a pattern that I released in June, so I sewed up a couple of these, and it's just a dolman top, really quick, really simple if you're a beginner sewist. This is a great pattern to start with if you're looking to start with something. It's just the two pieces that come together. There's no sleeves, and then you can add bands, a neckband. There's also options for ruffles, or you can do it all different lengths from knee length to a crop, and then it has this really cute oversized pocket. And this fabric, I really have no clue what kind of fabric it is. It's some sort of cotton. It's like a t-shirt. It's not very stretchy, but it makes a great top. And I use this for 4th of July because it is red, white, and blue. So obviously I recommend this pattern because it's mine and really quick and easy. And next is another Sarah dress. I used this one in an urban rib, and this was actually what looked like the inspiration when I got the idea to draft this pattern. I saw an urban rib dolman style dress like this with an oversized pocket going the opposite way, which did have the pocket on it, but you can kind of see I haven't re-added it. I took it off because I was trying to put this together and I thought I knew better and put the pocket on without using the placement on the pattern, and the pocket ended up like down here, so it looked kind of funny. So I took that pocket off and I just have to re-sew it. But this is really cute. These are great to just throw on, or if you need like a basic tee, this is, like I said, a really good pattern. And then this is an urban rib. It is so stretchy, so comfortable. This is from Sincerely Riley, and this is kind of a two-tone one, so it's really pretty. And from far away, it's a little bit more casual, so I like to just throw this on over a pair of shorts or something. You can wear it to church, you can wear it out to go grocery shopping, whatever you want. The next thing that I sewed up, this is the Baker bralette from Petite Stitchery, and this is a ribbed athletic knit from Joann's. I don't believe they have this in stock anymore. I bought this a couple years ago. They do have, sometimes they bring it back with different colors, but this one I highly recommend. I love it. It's a little bit thicker and really nice, and these are the same fabrics, just different colors, and I did hack this one to be reversible, which I made a tutorial on this pattern and I share my reversible hack. This has the really cute detail on the back, so you can check out the video for this. It's pretty much the same construction. You don't really have to add anything different. You just kind of do the band at the bottom a little bit differently to make it reversible instead of having the seam, and you use pretty much the same amount of fabric as the other way because it is lined. So it's great to be able to do that and get 2 looks out of 1. And this also has a kids pattern, and it also has a top pattern where then, it's a little bit longer. I think there's a crop and then a full shirt length. So if you don't want just the bra, then that's a great option. A lot of people have actually hacked it as well and added like a circle skirt to it, which is really cute to make a tennis dress. All right, this one is probably the most favorite thing that I've ever made my daughter. This dress is to die for. It is so cute. This is Sevilla from Little Lizard King. Again, not 100% sure if I'm saying it correctly. This dress has the option to be kind of simple, or you can add all of the little extra details like the scalloped hem, the bow, and these, so I added all the extra bells and whistles on this one. So I used this adorable lemon print fabric that I think I got from Hobby Lobby like 2 years ago on clearance, and then this is a gingham from Joann's, and this is a woven pattern, so you do need a non-stretch pattern. And then I just did snaps down the back. It's a lot easier, my daughter can do it herself. But there is the sash that goes on the back with a big bow, and then the scalloped hem detail, which is actually more simple than you think. And this one I do have a tutorial on as well that you can check out if you are interested in this pattern. But I think it goes from 12-month all the way up to, I believe, a girl's 14 is available. So very size inclusive for all of the little girls. And like I said, just super cute. My daughter loves it. It is so cute. I will say this dress does run a little bit shorter than some of the other ones. I probably would have added a little bit of length just to give her some more wear time out of it. As most of you know, that little kids do grow pretty quickly. And I don't want this to get too short on her. So if I made this dress again, I will be adding probably maybe 2 inches just to the top of the skirt. This one does not have the enclosed bodice written into the pattern. I know for some people that is a make or break, and this one could be enclosed if you wanted it to be. You would have to go through and kind of figure that out from the get-go if you wanted to do that and look at some other patterns for that. So I don't cover that in my tutorial or anything, but that's just one thing to note on this pattern if you are interested. And then this is another dress from Little Lizard King. This is the Palma dress. This one I sewed up during testing, so it's pretty similar to the final version. I actually used a bed sheet for this magenta, and this was just a scrap that I had left over from another project, and then snaps on the back. So this has the really cute back detail, and it does have elastic here, which is great for this dress as it is a woven one, so it gives you a little bit of give through the waistline here. And then it has this little bit of an open back on it, and then the snaps or buttons at the top. And this also has the option, you can do a solid bodice with a solid skirt, or the skirt you could also continue this panel down and have a panel down the front of your skirt. But I love this dress. It comes together relatively quickly. And again, I have a tutorial for this one. I did a lot of tutorials for the patterns that I made, which is great for you all. So you can check it out. You can see what is involved in the patterns, how to master some skills that you might be unsure of, or see some skills that are in a pattern, or just if the pattern is something that you are even interested in. But the next one that I did is another Palma. So this was for my final. This fabric was from Hobby Lobby. This unicorn fabric, it has little sparkles on it. The unicorn hoofs are glittery, and then these hearts are glittery. My daughter picked this out and wanted a dress, and I thought that this was just perfect for it. And this was I did the same style options as that one, and this one does have the enclosed seam in the bodice. So like I mentioned with the other one that did not, this one does have that written in the pattern. And then here again, the open back with the elastic. And then this one, these are from Cam Snaps, these little butterfly snaps, which are super cute. And then the other snaps I use a set from Amazon, so I will link that down below as well if you are needing some snaps. It also comes with the press, so it's a great starter kit. But again, definitely recommend this pattern. And really the only challenging part on it is this, but like I said, you can check out my tutorial and see if that's something you are interested in sewing. And the last thing is I officially finished my quilt. So I'll just kind of show you here. I will pop up a picture of it as well. This is a milestone quilt, not a clock quilt. I posted a video of it when I finished it, and there's so many people were like, that's not right, that's not how a clock works. Well, it's not supposed to be a clock. But if you've been following me for a while, you know that I started this pattern when my daughter was born, and then 5 months later I finally finished it. Each month it got a little bit more done, and then the last step I took it to the long armor and had it long armed, and then I did the binding to officially finish it. So I would not recommend starting a quilt for your milestones for your child after they were born, but I did it, and this was my first quilt that I ever did, and it's not perfect by any means, but I'm very happy with how it turned out. And this is the Let's Grow quilt from Wellspring's Design is the pattern for this quilt. All right, getting into June. In June, I was kind of back on track with my normal sewing. And then also on top of that, doing some strike sewing for fabric companies, which is where they'll send me a fabric and also something up so that they can promote their fabrics and people can kind of see what it looks like sewn up. So some of those fabrics are in here, and I will let you know which ones those are when I get to them. So the first thing that I did, I worked on, was a little bit different than something I've ever really done, and that was I made this tote bag, and I am obsessed with it. I'm actually creating a pattern for this bag. So this was my first draft, and then I'm going to be making it in different sizes and adding some different features, options. And I used a quilt for this, a quilt top that I did. It was my first quilt top I ever made. It was kind of rushed. I didn't really do too great of a job, but so I didn't feel bad cutting it up and using it for this. And then I just put it on some batting with a solid lining and then just quilted it with straight lines on my machine to do that. And here is the pocket on it. There's a pocket here. It also has a zippered pocket in here. You make the straps, or you can use pre-made strapping. And then on the inside there is a fully lined zipper pocket with no exposed seams or anything in there. And this stays the same size for all patterns because I wanted it to be big enough to fit a phone, so it's not changing. And then on the inside, this one I only did one pocket, but on the inside there's an option to do a pocket along 3 sides of it, and then those are just on the side, just one pocket here that is basically half of this piece, or on this side then it'll be sewn and kind of separated when you attach your strap. So there'll be 3 big sections of that middle pocket. And then this option, it requires no binding, which is great. I know some people are scared of binding, so basically you're using French seams to do this, which is kind of a unique way to do bags. But it just, a French seam, you sew it up and it just hides all of your seams in there. There is also going to be an option for binded edges, because I know some people like that, or you can do it and do the binding on the outside to just add a little bit of a difference. But this is the large bag. There's going to be 1 size bigger and then 2 sizes smaller than this one. And at some point, once I get the pattern done and released, I will have a video for that. So if the pattern is available and the video is available, I'll have those linked down below when they do become available. If they're not linked down there yet, then they aren't out yet. And when I mentioned the strike sewing, I got this fabric from bohofabrics. They're one of my favorite fabric shops, so when they asked me to do some strike sewing for them, I was ecstatic because I get to work with one of my favorite sewing companies, and it's a small family-owned business, which is great. But this is actually a swim fabric. But I love using swim fabrics for athletic dresses and like skirts and things like that for the summer. They are great when there's those hot days. They're moisture wicking, they dry fast if you get wet, and they're just really breathable. And so I used this fabric for, this is the Tavira from Little Lizard King, and this is a tennis dress, and it has the really cute twisted detail. This does have an option to be just a top or just a skirt as well as the dress, but then the dress has built-in shorts under it, and my daughter loved that it had the shorts under it. She thought it was the coolest thing. But me, on the other hand, I didn't really want that. So I hacked one. I made a matching one for myself, and I hacked it to not have the shorts under it. And in mine, I also did a shelf bra and added padding so that you don't have to worry about any of that when you're wearing this, because it does have the open back. And this I did do a tutorial for, and I also show how I kind of go back and forth between them, because I show how you add the shorts, I show how you can do it without the shorts, and I still need to top stitch my elastic down. I haven't gotten that done yet, and I show how to do the shelf bra and all of that. So I cover pretty much every single option for these dresses in that tutorial. And next is this skort that I made. So this one I actually hacked. I pretty much did it myself. I used the peg leg shorts from Patterns for Pirates, which is a free pattern, and it has all different lengths, and just basically made a pair of spandex shorts under it. And then I used this matching stretch mesh for a Skort overlay, and I did a quick tutorial on how I did this on my Instagram, so I will put that down below. But this was really quick and simple. This fabric was a nylon spandex from Millie Mae Fabrics, and then this is a stretch mesh from Boho Fabrics as well. And it doesn't really match perfectly, but I thought it was cute enough, and it is a little bit sheer, which was kind of what I was going for when you wear it, and it doesn't have the other layers on the back, but it's just really cute and flirty. All right, the next thing that I sewed up, this is the Drew skirt. This is one of my patterns that I also released, and it also has a dress option, which I will show you the dress here shortly, but this is the skirt only option. So it has the elastic waistband, and this is just one of the pocket options. There's also an inseam pocket. You can do it with a raw edge, or you can do an inset pocket where the pocket is behind it here, which I think is what I did on the dress that I'll be showing you. And then this is the knee length version. There's a couple different options, and it also has a curved hem with a facing in it to give you this nice thick stitching line here, and it makes it really easy because all you do is you sew that on and flip it under and then top stitch it. You don't have to worry about sewing a curved hem or anything, but it also has a straight hem if that's what you like. And this one I did from a cotton spandex French terry from Boho Fabrics. So the spandex is really, this is really stretchy to begin with, and it's just really comfy and cute, and something nice little casual skirt to wear. This fabric was something that I had purchased on my own from Boho specifically to make this skirt, because I just knew it was going to look perfect for this. And as I mentioned, the next one was going to be the dress for the Drew dress. So the dress has a tank top option, and you can do just the regular front and the regular back, or you can also do a scoop back, and then everything is banded, and then the armholes, and it does have a little bit more of a relaxed fit, and then cinched in with that elastic waistband. You can add a drawstring as well, and then here you can see I did the inset pockets, and again that facing hem. And this is just so cute. They joked, they're like, I don't know if I'm gonna go on a walk or go out to dinner with friends. You can really dress this up or dress it down however you want. And I love the elastic waistband option. And I did have some testers that did this. They actually just made the top, they just hemmed it and then did the skirt and made it a cute little set, which was really cute as well. And then this fabric was some sort of French terry from Sincerely Riley, which was great for this as well, but it also works really well in lighter weight fabrics, so you're not so hot in the summer. Moving on to the last couple of things here. I think we're getting to the end at least. This is the period dress from Little Lizard King, and it has these really cute slouchy pockets. It has a gathered circle skirt, so the twirl on it is amazing. And then this one, I did the back overlay on it, and it has closures on the back, and you can see here the back. Let me There we go. So that is the back. There's also an option to not do the overlay, and it has a little bit of a higher back with just a basic bodice and different sleeve lengths as well. This was really cute. This I did in double brush poly from Millie Mae Fabrics, and then cotton spandex is this gingham print from Raspberry Creek, and it just went together really well, and I added some little flower button details on it for my daughter, and it is so cute. I have a full tutorial on this dress available as well, and this dress is kind of heavy with the gathered skirt, and you could do it with just a regular circle skirt or just a regular gathered skirt, because this does use a lot of fabric. Like, this used almost 2 full yards for a size 6 for my daughter, which is like, I can typically make a dress for myself out of that. So that's just one thing to note with this pattern, but other than that, I love it. It is adorable, and then like I said, it has the option to just kind of be a little bit more basic as well. Then the next thing that I sewed, this is the collier cardigan from Petite Stitchery. This is the girls version. There is an adult version as well. This is kind of an oversized cardigan, and it has these seams down the front and the back with kind of a facing, and you can put closures on it. This one is from a brushed waffle knit. I'm not sure where I got this from. Lots of online fabric shops carry it. You can put closures on it. I didn't put closures on it, but I did this for my daughter to wear over her school uniform, because they have very strict uniforms and they can wear a white cardigan. So my sewing is going to be limited for her, but I wanted to find ways that I can still sew up little things that she can wear at school. So this is a great one. It's also great, you can do it in like French terry and stuff, and it's a little bit cozier but still a little bit dressy, and it does have some pocket options. I saw some other people do some really cool like different colors and color blocking in the pockets and things like that, which are written in the pattern if you wanted to sew those up. And one other thing that I did when I sewed up that one, I also sewed up the Ashby Skort from Petite Stitchery for the girls, but I just did the basic shorts. I do not have those. I did them for my daughter, and I don't know where they went, but they're basically just a pair of spandex shorts, and they don't have a front seam in them, which is great. They have a nice yoga band, and it makes them really comfortable. They go together super quickly because it's really just like, I think 4 pattern pieces, the waistband and the left and right side legs for your shorts. So they go together really quickly. But the Skort is a pleated Skort or a fitted Skort. There's 2 options on it. It's a really great pattern. There's all different options, and I sewed up hers in an athletic knit from bohofabrics, and my daughter loved them. They were super comfortable. They weren't budging on her. They were staying in place. They weren't riding up or anything like that. And another one that I did for my daughter, this is the Parker dress from Little Lizard King. And this one has a couple different options, but it's basically a dolman dress with a skirt. You can do long sleeves, you can do short sleeves without the ruffles, you can do a tiered skirt. But this one is just the basic 1-tier skirt with ruffles on the sleeves. So it's just nice and cozy. And this is in a double brush poly from Boho Fabrics. This fabric is beautiful in person. It may be out of stock now. It just was on super clearance, so they might not have it anymore. But this dress in the double brush poly is beautiful. It lays nicely and flows nicely. If you do it in a more sturdy fabric, which I've done it in like a cotton spandex, it does look a little boxy. So that's just one thing to note. And I did make this skirt a little bit more gathered than what the pattern is, just so it gives it a little bit more ruffles, because this skirt is kind of light on the gathering, meaning that the ratio of the skirt to the bodice is closer, so you're not gathering it in as much to fit, so you're not creating as many gatherings. So that's just one thing to know. It's really easy to adjust that. All you do is just make your piece wider for your skirt and then gather it in just the same, and then it just gives you a little bit more gathers. Then the last thing that I sewed for my daughter is another Tavira, because she loved that dress with the shorts under it, and she just loves being able to just throw it on and not have to worry about anything. And it's great, you know, especially for little kids running around. You don't have to worry about dresses coming up or anything like that. And this is an athletic knit from Boho Fabrics, and this is very, very lightweight. You can see it kind of shears out, like you can see the fabric through it from the back, those flowers poking through. So this is great for like dresses like this, or skirts, or things that aren't tight fitting. But if you're doing something tight, this, I would not recommend this at all. Like for shorts and things like that, it was fine because they're underneath, but definitely don't do leggings or anything. This is, I think, a 5-ounce fabric, but it feels like I made myself a skirt for it, which you'll see in the next one, because I made it after July, so I'm not showing you now, but it really feels like I'm not wearing anything, and it's just so light and flowy, which is phenomenal. And then the print is just beautiful. The stars and that floral print on there is to die for. All right, the last couple things that I sewed up, this is another one from Little Lizard King, and these are the Trenton shorts. So I sewed up this pair during testing. This is just a basic pair. They're really just a short with a waistband. There's no side seam, and so they're only 3 pieces. They go together super quickly. There's also the option of having a side panel on them, and then there's also a patch pocket with a flap that you can do. I did originally do the pocket on this one, but the fabric that I was using was just really stretching out and not cooperative for a pocket, and just did not look good. So I scratched the pocket on these and just went with the plain stripe on them. But the pocket is really cute. If I did it again, I would probably interface my fabric if it was a stretchier fabric that I was doing before I constructed the pocket and added it. But other than that, I love this pattern. It's super cute. Like I said, it can be really basic and really quick, or you can add the extra detail of the stripe with the pocket on it. This also has a pant option to make them joggers, and the same options apply to the pants. And then I think they're finished off with a cuff. And then I do have one other thing that I sewed up that I do not have, but I will show you. So this is the doll version of the Trenton short. So you can see here I made matching shorts for my son's little Peter doll, and I went with the stripe on them, and then I made a shirt. So my son has a shirt that matches this. The shirt for his is the Andover, I believe. They had just updated it and added sleeves to it. You have the option for a placket, but this is the Lassen doll, so it's a little bit different, but pretty much the same idea. They're finished off with cuffs and a neck band as well, and the boy version is a little bit bigger. The doll option has a Velcro strip down the back so that you can get it on and off easily. The one thing I will note, so this is a bitty baby, and bitty babies are 15-inch dolls, but they are chubbier than your typical 15-inch doll. So I made the 15-inch shorts, and I haven't really sewn for them before, so I didn't really know, but they are pretty tight. Like, I didn't even end up putting any elastic in the waistband because they just stay up on their own, and I thought it would kind of be a waste of it because of how tight fitting they are. And then I made the 15-inch shirt, and I couldn't even get the backs to meet because it was not working. And then I went on the Facebook page and kind of looked to see, and they said to use the 18-inch for the bitty babies because they are chunky. So what did I do? I used the 18-inch shirt, and I kept with the 18-inch length and made Peter a dress. So moral of the story, if you are sewing for a bitty baby, use the 18-inch width and 15-inch height. So I'll shorten this up, but other than that, it is very cute, and the one I made for my son is adorable. I'll pop up a picture of them in their matching outfits. And this fabric was from Raspberry Creek, and it's a cotton spandex. But other than that, that wraps up my summer sewing. Now looking back, I have this pile of clothes here and everything that I worked on, and while it didn't feel like quite a bit, I did get quite a bit done. And when I also look at everything else that was going on, but at the end of the day, most of the time I'm just sewing for fun. So what I get done, I get done. What I don't, unless I do have a commitment to somebody else. But other than that, I'm just out here having fun. So if you have any questions on any of the patterns or the fabric or anything like that, feel free to leave me a comment and I'll try to answer them the best I can. Or you can go ahead and you can find me on Instagram. It's at SewBexx. It's SewBexx. And you can reach out to me there. You can kind of look through there and see I shared most of this stuff on my Instagram page as well, and videos of the items being worn or made. So there's some details there and just other fun sewing content that you can find there as well. But if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so that you're notified of future videos. Thanks for watching. Bye.